What's going down? Welcome to our NXT AEW preview predictions video. I'm Thor from Basement Boy Banter, the NXT guy. With me as always.
I'm Kyle at Knocked Out Films. I guess I'm representing AEW. I had footage on there a couple weeks ago, so I guess I have to represent them at this point.
Yep, yep. You're our work rate guy.
Yep.
You know, and I'm me.
Yeah.
So and then this is going to be simulcast on both channels. It's going to be on the Knockdown Entertainment channel and the Basement Boy Banner channel. We got a review or preview this week, and we're going to do a review next week after the events take place.
Yeah, it's really kind of exciting because of the fact that, NXT or AEW's Winter is coming is on Wednesday, and then NXT Wargames is on Sunday. And most of the time, you said Mondays work best to record for you, so we're recording this Monday, posting it on Tuesday. So this will be super fun.
Right. Yeah. And I've been really out of wrestling ever since the pandemic. I canceled my New Japan World. I had to. Sorry, it was a budget thing. I haven't been watching WWE at all. I caught a little bit of Survivor Series. I think I did watch like NXT 30, and I've been keeping an eye on NXT.
Okay.
But I did jump back in and watched. What did they just have really recently that was like a bigger
They
deal?
had Halloween Havoc, which was a lot of fun.
I watched Halloween Havoc. That's when I jumped back in, and I've been watching pretty regularly. If not the whole show, most of the show, or at least the parts I want to watch. As we've been going on. So yeah, super good.
Yep. So we will be going over AEW first, since it's going to happen first, and then we'll start to go over War Games. So
War Games.
So Thor, so you said you haven't been watching much of AEW, but you've been keeping up with a few things here and there, correct?
Yeah, I saw like Top Flight things. I was definitely pumping. When Top Flight was going on. And I've seen a little bit here and there. You just see memes, you see posts in some of the wrestling groups I'm part of. I mean, I've just been real bad. I haven't been like watching wrestling videos on the internet. I've been watching wrestling. I mean, I just had a baby daughter like 2 months ago, so I get a little bit of a break from not being able to watch it. Although we are awake a lot at 3 in the morning. And we watch a lot of Ancient Aliens right now. She really loves Ancient Aliens. She's really into that. So I want to encourage that track. But yes, wrestling. When you hit me up and you're like, let's do a AEW NXT thing, and you were like, I'm thinking about it, whatever, and I was like, I'm in because I need something to do. I need another another avenue to get it out. So plus it gives me a reason now to watch NXT every week, and I've been not looking for a reason, but if I have a reason, I gotta watch it to record a thing with Kyle. It's easier to get that time.
Yeah, completely. Like I totally understand that. And AEW's been really fun as of late. There have been, a couple hits and misses here. Like I didn't love the Inner Circle going to Las Vegas kind of thing.
Okay.
But
how did you like MJF and Jericho's musical number?
I enjoyed it. I actually had one of the rare times, like basically at this point in the pandemic, my roommate and I allow like 2 people in our house,
right?
Of friends, and
your bubble.
Yep. And like one of those 2 people was over to kind of, because it was still fairly nice at that point. So I think we grilled and did something quick, and they were talking in the kitchen, and I just heard like the first beats of the piano, and I was like, oh, I have to pause this because my roommate has a degree in musical theater. So I was like, he's going to love this. So I watched NXT for a little bit while they, finished up in the kitchen.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I've seen some stuff. Like you were saying, I've seen some stuff with AEW. But I wouldn't say I'm a weekly viewer. I've seen some of the Brian Cage stuff and Taz and We didn't Taz throw Cody in the Taz mission here just recently? Yeah.
Yeah, which was awesome. By the way, like that
Okay.
was like I didn't see it. I didn't see it coming, but as soon as it happened, because above all, I really realized that of my whole wrestling fandom,
Yeah.
I'm an ECW mark.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like that's what kind of changed the tide for me was ECW in like 98, 99.
Yeah.
First getting
Yeah.
exposed to that. So I love Taz. And I
Okay.
love angry Taz.
Okay. Yeah, I remember when he first jumped into WWF at the time, or it was
Yep.
WWF still. I remember when he jumped into there, and then him as an announcer, probably my biggest, attachment to Taz from there, because he was all right when he first started out. I liked him, but he wasn't, he like you said, he's more of an ECW guy by far,
Yep.
by far.
And actually that's a good segue into like one of the first matches they announced for Winter is Coming. It was actually the second match announced, I believe.
Okay.
Is Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes taking on Team Taz of Ricky Starks and the newly rechristened Powerhouse Hobbs with
Okay.
Brian Cage and Taz in the corner.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, and like this feud has been actually going on for basically since Brian Cage came into the company.
Right.
You know,
Right. Well, who did Darby beat for the TNT Championship? Did he beat? Did he beat Cody?
Cody, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot going on here, storyline wise. You got a lot of different things coming together. And I mean, so Darby, what's Darby's role in all this then?
So Darby's kind of, he's the underdog as always, because
Okay.
it's Darby,
Right.
and he just won in a very hard fought battle against Cody, and then right after he won the title, Cage and Ricky Starks attacked him
Okay.
and sent him through the. There was a big like light for the display for the set at Full Gear,
Okay.
and so he threw him through that and then tossed him on this car that Darby had come in on with one of his friends that had like face of TNT painted all
Written
over
on
it.
Okay. Oh, okay. I think I remember seeing that. So who do you got in this bout?
I feel like, and it's weird because they're trying to establish him. I feel like because it's Starks and Hobbs, I feel like we're gonna get a win from Darby and Cody.
Yeah, I was gonna say this feels like a babyface W to me for sure. I'm with you 100% on that. This is gonna be because I think if it was maybe Taz and Brian Cage, or if Brian Cage was involved, I'd have a little bit more faith in the other side winning. Now AEW will throw you a complete curveball and have those guys win, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. But this feels to me more like early mid card. So I'm gonna go Darby and Cody on this one.
Yep. And yeah, I'm wondering, as always with AEW, I always wonder about the placement. But I think what's probably going to kick off the show would be the Battle Royal for the Dynamite Diamond Ring, which they did last year.
MJF's ring,
Yep,
right?
MJF's ring. So
Okay.
MJF will be our participant. Wardlow will be a participant. The participants that are listed thus far, mostly because they're on the graphic, Hangman Page, which should be interesting.
I could see him winning.
Yep. Alex Reynolds and John Silver from the Dark Order. Sammy Guevara, which will be interesting with MJF in there.
Yep.
Matt Hardy, which will be interesting with Guevara in there still.
Guevara, yeah.
Both members of Private Party, Matt Sydal, Scorpio Sky, Sean Spears, Orange Cassidy, Kip Sabian, Miro.
I see Cassidy in it.
Miro's going to be in that, so that should be interesting.
I can see Miro winning it too. I can see him. No, I don't see him winning it.
Yeah, I feel like it's going.
Who do you got? Who's your favorite to win it? I said at this moment.
At this moment, I feel like I might be leaning towards Adam Page. It's either going to be an MJF retaining so that he can keep using the ring as
kiss the ring,
as a prop, and sucker punching people with it. Or I think it would be Adam Page winning with an assist from either Silver or Reynolds, most likely Silver, because they've been teasing Hangman joining the Dark Order.
Okay.
And I don't think that's the way they're going to go. I don't think he's going to join them, but I feel like it'll be interesting and put another wrinkle in that story.
What they should do with Hangman Page is once he finally because has he left the Elite officially yet, or is he still kind of the Elite, not really the Elite, wishy-washy?
Well, he left the Elite in June of last year, and they just wouldn't let him leave.
Okay.
Which it was nice because even Evil Uno said that last week of you said you wanted to quit and you were walking away and they won't let you. That feels like a cult.
I could see him more just going the lone wolf. You know what I mean? I could just see him more as a lone wolf type, and that would be a good running gag. Is all these different factions he keeps trying to get brought into every single faction, so that he constantly has a feud because he can just feud with whatever faction, but he never actually joins any faction. That could be a good running gag, not running gag, but a ongoing continuation of a greater overall arc for Hangman Page. So that's cool. Battle Royals and AEW have a mixed history, so we'll see how that one turns out.
Yeah. What about you? Who's your prediction on that one?
Oh, I'm gonna take Orange Cassidy.
Okay.
I have no reason. Just fresh squeezed orange juice,
Yeah. OC's awesome. So.
Yeah. I don't need a reason.
Yeah. And speaking of transitioning from MJF sucker punching people, this match was actually set up last week, which was really interesting when you find out that Chris Jericho and Christopher Daniels, up until last week, had never been in the ring together.
Wow, after all the both of those times, those two have traveled many years.
Yeah,
so that's crazy that they've never crossed even in a tag match or anything. That's
because Jericho's been so in WWE and WWF, and that was really the only company that Daniels never worked for. Right. Because he worked for Ring of Honor, he worked for Impact. I think they just missed each other in WCW. The few matches that Daniels actually had in WCW. And so it was Jericho and Hager against the SCU team of Kazarian and Daniels.
Okay.
And MJF sucker punched Daniels to get the win. And then after the match, Kazarian sucker punched Jericho. Or he sucker punched MJF.
Okay.
Which led to the ironic MJF promo of who sucker punches somebody.
What kind of person would do that?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
MJF has been really hilarious as of late. Like I said, I didn't love the Las Vegas thing, but I loved the fact that he's been stealing lines from people. Okay. Like when he had his induction ceremony,
into the inner circle.
What was that?
When he was his induction into the inner circle ceremony.
Yeah, where he was quoting a Drake song. And then
that would have had me.
And then Santana Ortiz called him out on it. And MJF's response was, I've never even heard of Drake. You know, I started from the bottom and now I'm here.
That's good stuff.
And then he full on does the Zach Galifianakis speech from The Hangover about, you know, being a lone wolf and now finding his wolf pack. Which, like, I wished it would have stopped there, because that was like the end of segment 1 of that, and it was kind of funny up until that point, and then they full on did a Hangover, like, shot for shot, you know, morning after thing afterwards. Right. But yeah, we get Jericho versus Frankie Kazarian in a singles match, which should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll be a fun match. I mean, that's a Jericho win, though, right?
Oh yeah, that's a Jericho win. Like,
that's a Jericho win.
Jericho's only been beat by 3 people, you know, in AEW. So
okay, yeah, that'd be good. You know, that'd be a good match just for the history, like you said, the history of them finally meeting in a singles bout or meeting in the squared ring. You know?
Yeah, because they have not had a singles bout. They did the tag when Sky pinned Jericho last year, but I believe they have not done a singles match between Kaz and Jericho. We have a women's match on this show. It is Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, taking on Leyla Hirsch, and I don't know. I'm not familiar with Leyla Hirsch. I was just about to say, had you seen any of Leyla Hirsch? She's been pretty impressive on AEW Dark against. She actually back-to-back faced Hikaru Shida 1 week on Dark, and then on Dynamite itself she faced Serena Deeb.
Going back to back.
Yeah, and both were pretty solid matches. She's a actual amateur, like Olympic level amateur wrestler. So has a very skilled size and the skill set, and then also the fact that she's like 5'0" is really funny, because she's just this little tiny powerhouse who throws people around.
Okay, like a Gable type.
Yeah,
almost.
Like people keep joking that Leyla Hirsch needs to join Team Taz because she's just like the female version of Taz.
Oh, nice.
And it's like, that's, you know, a nice comparison, but not, you know, perfect.
This seems like an interesting. I mean, I guess this is a TV card, so I was like, this is an interesting card, but it's not. You know, it's not a pay-per-view card. It seems like a good card, but it's not like, you know, some of the cards they've had where it's just blowing. Although we haven't got to the later stages, so I guess
like we've got one match left, and that's, I feel like, going to take up the majority of the show. So I've got Britt on this, unless they want to do a big upset, which wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility, but I feel like they're going to build up Britt Baker so that she can eventually face Hikaru Shida.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'll go with Adam Cole's girlfriend.
It might be wife at this point. Who knows?
Yeah, no, who knows, right? No, the dentist has it. They need to do something with her. I mean, she's never had, like, I think, the push that a lot of people expected her to have. I mean, she has been a focal point of the women's division, I would say, but yeah, I guess myself too, I expected a more, not more, but I don't know. You know, I could see hopefully they doing that, pushing her towards an inevitable battle with the women's champion.
Yeah, because I think they have a lot of interesting stories set up with her. So it could be fun to see. And then we have our main event, probably the best built match, you know, even though it's a rematch. And it is Jon Moxley taking on the winner of the title eliminator tournament, Kenny Omega.
Oh yeah, Mox and Omega. That's you know, they've gone at it once before in AEW, right?
Yep, at Full Gear last year.
That was if I remember it, you said that was a good match, but it wasn't as good as they could do.
Yeah, like it was more. I don't want to say it's more spot heavy, but because it was an unsanctioned lights out match.
Oh,
So
that's
they had
right. Right. That's okay. That was the super bloody. Wasn't it like super violent and it got, I don't know, wouldn't be my particular cup of tea.
yeah, like they had basically the barbed wire trampoline, is how I
Yeah.
described it.
Okay.
That Moxley suplexed Omega through.
Yeah.
But I do love the fact, and it was kind of encroaching a little bit on MJF territory, but I like the fact that in their promos, Moxley, basically says, I've beat him before, I can do it again, kind of thing. It's like, yeah, he's a little different now. You can tell because Kenny has gone full cleaner.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Him, like, he's coming out with like the dancers and the best bout machines back and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
right?
and emphasizing that he is now a Wrestling Observer Hall of Famer, and Jon Moxley isn't.
Okay.
Which the like fun fact about that, Moxley is not eligible yet.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
That's
kind of why he's not.
Okay.
And also, Kenny was the Observer Hall of Fame is interesting. It's broken up by regions.
Okay.
And so since Kenny has spent the majority of his career in Japan,
yeah,
he was on the Japanese region, not the American modern region.
Okay. That makes sense.
So I think it'll be a tougher time for Moxley to get in. And Omega got in first try,
Right. Because
but Omega keeps pointing out that, and he pointed this out in one thing. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I never lost to Jon Moxley. Look at the record book. And because
because it's a non-sanctioned, and it's not a wrestling match that technically you beat nothing. Yep. Okay, I like that angle. So is it time for Moxley to finally lose the championship? And is it time to Omega to take that and become the guy he was supposed to be when AEW started, or does Moxley retain and you maybe do what could be undoable damage to Omega long term?
Yeah, that's the interesting part. Like, I don't think it's gonna be like undoable damage, like, but I think it would do some damage for sure. But it could also be the thing that flips Omega completely. Like, he's been kind of teasing that he's been, a little more vicious and kind of a bit more of a prick. But I think him losing to Moxley would be what makes him snap.
So they could use it in that way. Okay. So what does your heart tell you? Mox or Omega?
My heart tells me I think Omega's got this. Because
Moxley's had a good run.
He's had an amazing run. Moxley also feels like he'd be a great person to be the first 2-time AEW champion.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, he can have that credential.
Since Jericho's the first AEW champion, he could be the first 2-time. Yeah, that makes sense. I could see that. You know what? Just to be different, I'll take Mox to retain.
Okay.
And them to make a misstep. Cause I think putting it on Omega is the right move. And I think having him get the title and go power mad instead of losing and go power mad would be a different spin on the same end game, right? He wins. Now he just believes his own hype too much. Almost like a Seth Rollins, right? Where like, I am the Monday Night Messiah, I'm the best. and I believe I'm the best versus like, oh, I'm a humble best. You know what I mean? So I can see him doing that. I'll take Omega just for differences, because I think we've gone together on every pick. Well, we have different picks for the Battle Royal and stuff like that, but just to be opposing viewpoint.
Yeah, and like you also, 2 weeks ago, Moxley got jumped in the back by someone, and Omega keeps claiming that it wasn't him, but Moxley dropped this little line of like, I don't know who you hired to take me out. And they did an interesting thing. I don't know if it was a red herring or not. But your initial thoughts would be like, oh, it's probably either Eddie Kingston or Lance Archer would be the two people that, Moxley's been feuding with as of late. But Kingston, and this was a fantastic segment. It was real short, but the dynamic between Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston was cutting a backstage promo talking about Pac and Phoenix taking on Butcher and the Blade.
Okay.
And he's cutting that. Moxley just walks up to him, stares daggers at him. And Eddie just looks back at him and is like, it wasn't me.
Right.
And Moxley just nods and he's like, yeah. Because Eddie wouldn't, how they've portrayed Eddie's character is he wouldn't jump Moxley in the back.
He'd hit you in
the face.
Right, yeah.
And so then you'd think, well, Archer has been... him and Moxley have had backstage brawls before, but then Archer kind of turns babyface at the end of the last show, attacking.
Maybe it's a way to introduce. Maybe it's a way to introduce somebody. Maybe it's a way to introduce somebody. I don't even know if there's any big names floating out there that they could be bringing in, but I mean,
like it's either, it feels like it's either an introduction of someone, or it could be an introduction to a new faction. Like it's people you wouldn't think that Omega would be aligned with.
Let's we'll see in the review, won't we? We will see in the review. Let's so we're moving over to my neck of the woods.
Yeah, let's move over to your neck of the woods.
Over to NXT.
Because we were filming this on Monday, the go home show for the NXT episode go home show for Wargames has not happened yet. So we might get some matches announced that we don't know about as of yet.
We'll pick them on. We'll do like a social media thing. Pick them quick or something like that. Quick picks. So I know a couple of the matches. I think I know the men's War Games match. But
there have been 4 matches announced.
Okay, they normally go with 5. Yep. So okay, what's the first one we got on the docket?
Let's go. To me, let's go least interesting to most interesting to me.
Definitely, I'm with it.
Because I have zero interest in Dexter Lumis versus Cameron Grimes in a strap match.
Oh, this is still going on? I like the Dexter Lumis stuff that they did with Cameron Grimes and Halloween Havoc. I enjoyed that. And I enjoy this Dexter Lumis character, but this feud does nothing for me either. So, yeah, this is a big yawn fest for me. I wish they would have moved Dexter Lumis onto something better than Cameron Grimes. I definitely see Dexter winning again. I don't see Cameron Grimes beating him at this point.
Yeah, like it's so weird because I feel like both of these guys are capable. It's just how their characters in both cases have been portrayed. I don't care about either of them.
Right.
I've actively kind of despised the Cameron Grimes character almost since his debut. I was going to joke this week that because it was Cameron Grimes versus Jake Atlas, and I was going to jokingly curse out Jake Atlas for making me watch a Cameron Grimes movie. Or a Cameron Grimes match.
Cameron Grimes match, yeah.
And it was like, come on.
Yeah. Hopefully this will be the end of this feud, and they can move on to something. I'm surprised they're getting a takeover spot. That's surprising.
Yeah, but I mean, when you look at it, like, I feel like the women's title will be occupied, so there won't be a defense there. The tag titles are occupied. There won't be a defense there. Balor's still recovering.
Okay, so he's injured.
He's either still injured or they're going to set something up this week, kind of thing.
Okay. So what's our next most interesting match?
Most interesting triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. The champion.
So Gargano, Archer, Lance Archer, or not Lance Archer. God. Damian Priest, the infamous Archer, and the champion? What's his name?
Leon Ruff.
Leon Ruff. Yeah. Okay. This whole thing's been weird to me. Like Johnny can't win a rematch or can't win a title defense. This is another feud I don't love. I have not been in love with what they're doing here. This one's, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same of like, and the thing is, their matches the last couple weeks, they've been pretty shtick heavy, but Gargano and Ruff actually have been really fun together. Because it's not very often that Johnny Gargano is in there with a guy he can just dominate physically. Right.
It's a switch of like normally he's the one getting physically dominated on, right?
And Gargano and Damian Priest have really weird good chemistry.
Yeah, that's true. Their match at Halloween Havoc was excellent. I did thoroughly enjoy their match at Halloween Havoc. Have they ever said who the person in the robe was? Okay,
so they did, and now there's another one. Okay. So it was Indy Hartwell, who's been kind of on Candice LeRae's side for a little bit. She's the one who bought them the new TV after Tegan threw the remote at it.
Oh. Okay.
So like, Indy's been there, but Indy got attacked by it was either Ember Moon or Shotzi, and so she's in a neck brace, and like they bring her into the van and they put her in the back seat, and Candice gets into the passenger seat. Johnny's driving, and then you see another ghost face in the other the back driver's side. So it's like, oh, there's a fourth person in this faction.
Intrigue.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know who it is, who it's gonna be, but it could be interesting to see.
Maybe that person will play a role into the finish of tomorrow night. I got Gargano in this one. I guess. I don't know.
I feel like Gargano with the North American title feels right, and then you can have both of these guys keep chasing him, or maybe set up a tag team match for a couple episodes with whoever the mystery person is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's Gargano. Yeah. So you're going Gargano.
Yeah, I'm going with Gargano too. The next one, we don't technically have all of the participants of the women's War Games match as of this recording, but they pretty much, implied who it's going to be.
Right. So you got like Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, is it Shotzi, Blackheart?
Yeah. And most likely EO is how I'm feeling. And then the team that we have confirmed for sure is Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Toni Storm.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
With Indy Hartwell on the outside.
So who you got? Good the baby faces or the heels?
I feel like it's gonna be another, and this feels so weird that I feel like you have to rehab Rhea Ripley, but that Charlotte match sunk her so much.
Yeah, it did damage. It did damage. It didn't help NXT as much. It didn't. It hurt Rhea Ripley. It
Yeah.
did. Yeah, no, 100%.
So I feel like another dominant win by Rhea Ripley could be a good thing. But then again, like, you could also, establish maybe Gonzalez or Toni Storm as, the person who eliminates Io Shirai.
Right.
So
Who's going to be
set up,
challenger?
eventual stories there. But yeah, I feel like the Shotzi Blackheart team is going to win this.
Yeah, baby faces. I'm with baby faces.
I'm
with the faces just because of what I think is going to happen, or the potential of what could happen in the final in the War Games, the men's War Games match.
Yeah, so. and like, I don't think it would happen, but if we get another insane, Io Shirai moonsault off the cage, or Ember Moon hitting an Eclipse, from up there. Ooh. Which doesn't make a lot of physical sense. Like, physics-wise, right. It would be like, that doesn't add...
That'd do more harm to the person doing it than the person taking it at that point.
But then, what I feel like is probably going to be the main event and close out the show, the men's War Games match. The Undisputed Era taking on, I guess, the Brand... or something. It's Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, Danny Burch, and Oney Lorcan.
I love that matchup. I love that team up. That faction is like a faction you don't know you love until they're actually a faction, and you're like, this is wonderful. Yeah. When Dunne came out with Kyle O'Reilly, I was like, and then when he turned on him, I was like, yeah, this is good. This is good stuff. I like this. Dunne looking cut, by the way. Yeah. He's dropped weight and like he's just looking shredded. He's just a big, strong boy. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be super fun. This is gonna be just a super fun match. Like, I don't know. I have a feeling this is gonna be like this is definitely gonna be match of the night. I think just with the card the way it is already. I'm not gonna say it's an underwhelming card, but it's not. I'm not like chomping at the bit to sit down and watch this. There's a possibility that I watch mostly just this end match and skim the rest of it depending upon how my night goes that night. But no, I'll watch all of it because we got to talk about it and review it. But you know what I mean? Like I'm really looking forward to this main event. But I think I see maybe the end of the era. I don't know. I could an era member turn?
Yeah, and if so, who would it be?
And join the Brand and like turn on, and you know what I mean? And they kind of dissolve the era. I don't know. I could see it. I don't want it, but I could see it happening. It doesn't seem like I don't want to say the era's gotten stale, but they definitely need something. I mean, Cole's not champion anymore. No one has any belts. They're just kind of, I mean, yeah, Cole McAfee was an all right match, but yeah, they just, I don't know. We need something. NXT needs something.
Yeah, and like, depending, where you go moving forward too, of like, the one thing that has been interesting with Undisputed Era as of late, I like the fact that Adam Cole is taking a little bit of a backseat and letting kind of Kyle O'Reilly take the forefront.
Yeah.
As a huge Kyle O'Reilly fan,
Could you see Cole dumping the other three? Maybe not even joining the Brand, but just like, I don't know, almost just being like, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Or I mean, the biggest, weirdest thing, the biggest swerve that you could do would be O'Reilly leaving.
That's what I kind of was thinking was O'Reilly joining them.
Yeah.
And turning on the era. I could see that more than I could see he would be. If I had to pick someone to turn, it would be him. Fish would maybe be second in line. But yeah. Yeah, I could definitely.
Yeah, because I mean, you've got to remember that O'Reilly's the only member that has had a tag title run with each of the other members.
Right.
You know, he won it initially with Cole, you know, then won it with Strong and defended it with Strong, then had it with Fish for a long time.
Yep.
You know, and yeah, I like the fact that, like the insane team that is the McAfee side. Like you said, like this team that's like, I didn't know I wanted this team until I got it.
Definitely.
You know, because like you have, you know, the best leader of a faction as of late to come out of the UK in Pete Dunne.
Yep.
You know, no offense, Walter. I like the other factions better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Walter, yeah, I like Walter as like, but as a leader, as like the ring general or whatever.
Yeah. But then, Birch and Lorcan are just so much fun, and I'm glad they're finally getting the spotlight that they deserve.
Yes. Especially Oni Lorcan. That they are so deserving of being in the position they're in, and like I said, this team's taking full advantage of the opportunity that they're being presented with.
Yep, so, I completely agree.
I see them winning, which is why I see the baby faces winning in the women's one, is because I actually see the Undisputed Era losing the War Games match.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've now set the precedent. You know, they kept pointing out this week on NXT that, and this makes complete and total sense when you know War Games matches. The Undisputed Era has never, to that point, lost the War Games decider match.
The advantage match. Yeah.
And they lost this week.
Yeah. Yep. Foreshadowing.
Yeah. Foreshadowing.
Or is it a red herring?
The run-in that definitely wasn't Pat McAfee in a mask.
Could be.
It definitely was Pat McAfee in a mask.
Maybe.
He even did his stupid Brock Lesnar jump into the ring.
I don't know if I like Pat McAfee or if I really hate his guts, but either way, it's working. So. Hey, I can't knock it if it's working.
Yeah, exactly. Like he is doing exactly what he needs to do to get this audience to hate him.
Yes.
And you either kind of respect that talent-wise, or you just hate him. But either way, you're getting the proper reaction.
That's true. You get right? Like it's been said so many times. It doesn't matter what reaction you get, as long as you're getting a reaction. The worst thing a wrestler can do is get no reaction, positive or negative, because then you're forgettable. No one cares, right? So at least they're getting a reaction. I mean, I am excited for both these cards. Maybe I'm just more excited to do more videos with you because I love chatting the grats with you when we get chance, and we've had so few chances since the craziness has all started. So thank you for doing this and reaching out to me to say let's do a little AEW NXT mix up and I
want to say,
do the dang thing.
Yeah, was the last thing we did the Super J recap?
Yeah, the last Super J recap we did. Yeah, that's the last video I did. Oh no, I did a TSL Underground, but I haven't done anything for Basement Boy Banter since I shot a quick review of the Mandalorian Darksaber from Hasbro that my son bought just for fun and just to use the new camera. But yeah, mostly Thor, Basement Boy Banter. Check out the channel TSL Underground. Check them out. That's where you can find me. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can find us all over the place.
Yep.
So.
And I mean, our links are right down below.
Down in that area.
Yeah, I made the graphic.
Comment section. I mean, the comment section. Yeah.
Oh, I don't look at the comment section.
Oh no. Oh yeah. Down there too. Yeah. But in the description.
Yes.
Kyle, until next week.
Yep.
It's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you very much.
And where can the people find you?
They can find me at Knocked Out Films on Instagram, Twitter, and remember to subscribe to the channel because I'm putting out a lot of stuff.
He's doing great stuff. do follow him. Subscribe to his stuff. His stuff is great. My stuff, watch some old stuff. We used to do things, and I will do things again.
I'm doing.
And there's some great stuff like this with my friends. I'm doing stuff now, right? Yeah. But my content hasn't been. I'm not gonna say it's been like super fresh. But we're working on things. We're working on things in the basement. So,
I've got 4.
But always a pleasure.
Yeah, I've got 4 videos coming out this week.
I gotta edit a fight for TSL Underground on the 12th of December. But that's all I got. So, peace and love, everyone. Deuces.